Breaking news today.
Please subscribe and then check notification box to get all breaking news alerts.
And this is why so many of us came out droves to vote for President Donald J. Trump. Now we are starting to get reports that the poor victimized Somali refugees in Ohio are being stopped from carrying out their Trojan horse in what used to be a state mostly containing whites of European descent until globalist politicians decided it should be more diverse. Multiple overseas relatives of Somalis refugees who came here under the lax immigration policies of the Bush 43 and Obama administrations aren't being allowed to enter the United States because of their nationality, even including some who have never lived in Somalia. Good. An open-border pro-Muslim advocate group spokesman said that over 50 active cases of people whose relatives are affected by President Donald Trump's October 24 executive order which banned the entrance to people from certain parts of the world that are known to be terrorist hotspots for 120 days. This order also is great enough that it suspended the follow-to-join program for refugees, which had allowed them to apply for their spouses, children, parents, uncles, and cousins twice removed to join them once they arrive in the United States. Breitbart reports. Expert, refugee chain migration puts foreign labor first. A small town in the southwest corner in rural Missouri is forever changing due to chain migration policies and an influx in refugees who have entered the U.S. over the last decade. In Knoll, Missouri, some 500 to 600 Somali and Sudanese immigrants and refugees now live in the region of just more than 1,800 residents, as noted by USA Today in a piece highlighting the changing face of the area. A particular Somali migrant quoted in the USA Today piece spoke about her father now trying to apply as a refugee in U.S. in order to move to Knoll. On Thursday morning, inside a two-bedroom apartment a block from Main Street, 3-year-old Badal Gade and his 1-year-old brother Sadiq sat quietly while finishing a bag of cheese puffs. With Abdullah acting as translator, their mother, Manomer, a Somalian who arrived in the United States in October, said she initially thought President Trump's executive order banning immigrants or visa holders from 7 countries, Somalia, Sudan, Iraq, Iran, Libya, Syria and Yemen, for 90 days and refugees for 120 days meant refugees like her would have to return to their home countries. Trump's executive order bans refugees from Syria indefinitely. Omer said she was relieved, to a degree, to learn that her initial fear wasn't true. But the reality still doesn't bode well for her father, who is trying to come to America. Immigration expert Ira Melman with the Federation for American Immigration Reform, FAIR, said that while extended family chain migration is a general bad policy, he said the booming Somali and Sudanese populations in Knoll were most likely due to Tyson Foods' chicken processing plant in the town. The Tyson factory provides about 1,600 jobs to Knoll residents. The influx in refugees to the region has, however, cramped the local labor market. These meatpacking companies undermine the union jobs, Melman told Breitbart Texas. They've brought in illegal aliens and refugees, but essentially, they've used this to replace their unionized workforce. It's a labor subsidy for the employers. There's a myth that illegal aliens are a source of cheap labor, Melman continued. It's cheap only to the direct employer. The rest of us have to pay for healthcare, education, and other social services. Melman told Breitbart Texas that in areas similar to Knoll, where corporate plants employ the majority of small-town population, it is the companies that incentivize chain migration policies, which already allow for spouses and unmarried children to come to the U.S. In other places, it has been the employers that has created this phenomenon, Melman said. They prefer these foreign workers over unionized employees. Immigration groups like FAIR and Numbers USA have been pushing President Trump's administration to reform chain migration policy, citing that it only leads to more illegal immigration. That executive order also bars the entry of all refugees from 10 other heavily Islamic countries for at least 90 days and as long as 120 days. Why is this even an issue? When did the world become our problem to deal with? Don't we have enough problems inside our own borders to have to also worry about what goes on outside of them and take in people who are less than desirable and who don't have anything whatsoever positive to report to our nation? It's about damn time the world started taking care of itself. We just don't have any room anymore, nor do we have enough jobs to go around. Start letting more people, and once we as a nation have 0% unemployment and everyone has a warm bed to come home to every night. Until then, we don't need to take care of the world's rejects. Please share if you agree with President Trump. Follow us on Facebook at Freedom Daily.